We're strolling down Vendor Row and we have stopped by the Krieghoff showroom. Would you introduce yourself and tell us about what you're doing here?
Yes, I'm Braxton Newman, customer service. What we do at the World Skeet Shoot is we support the shooters in the competition. Every year they come in and do an annual service. We replace the firing pins, the springs, we do a maintenance of the gun. We have 5 gunsmiths in the back working. We do a regular routine service to all the guns and any support staff that they need to help them out with their shooting. And Krieghoff service is our #1 priority. Without the service, it doesn't matter what kind of product you have, service is #1. And everybody on our staff feels the same way, from Dieter all the way up to the gunsmiths. They'll do anything possible to get you back into shooting. If you have a problem with your stock, they're willing to fit you up. Don, our head gunsmith, is one of the best in the business. And he's very capable of helping the beginner to the professional shooter.
And I think I could also buy a shotgun this week, right?
Yes, you can. We're willing to sell everyone on the wall there for you. The Krieghoff is, we've been in business a long time. Hal DuPont was, instrumental of getting the skeet off the ground with the Model 32. And we've carried on that same tradition with the K80.
All right, tell us about the extra barrels.
When the skeet shooter come in and they are looking for a different rib or a different configuration, we have extra barrels where we can fit to the gun. The thing about the K80 is the interchangeability. We can take it from the Model 32 to the K80. We have not changed the model. We've worked with the basic receiver and we can fit any barrels here to a Model 32 or a K80. Everything's interchangeable. And also with the wood over here, we have a different variety of different types of wood. We have different grades if people want to come and upgrade their stocks, or if the stock is not fitting them correctly, we have a stock that for their needs that we can put on.
Now, we've mentioned the K80 a couple of times, and it really is an iconic shotgun for both for skeet and for sporting clays. So tell us what's so great about the K80 and why it is so perfectly suited to skeet and sporting clays.
Reliability will be the first thing I would say. The guns are made in Germany, precision made. I mean, the gun is a great gun. It's proven itself for the last 50 years. The skeet shooters, trap, and sporting clay shooters know that we are, one, reliability and the customer service. I always go back to the customer service.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
Same here.
Okay, we're talking to John Barnes of Briley Manufacturing about tube sets for skeet shooters. John, tell us about how tube sets work and why they're so important to skeet shooters.
Well, the most important thing about tube sets is they let you take your 12-gauge barrel and you can shoot sub-gauges through it without having to change barrels. You don't have to have 4 separate sets of barrels for the 4 different gauges. 4 to 6 weeks.
And if you're a shooter, that's a pretty good thing. So you can carry one shotgun around.
Yes, and the less you can change anything in this game, the better off you are. But basically what a tube set allows you to do is can take a standard 12-gauge barrel and we measure it and fit the tube set into the barrel, and it's an aluminum and titanium chamber with screw chokes for each gauge. There's a different tube set for each gauge. These are the 28-gauge tubes for this particular barrel. They allow you to shoot all the different gauges through the same gun without changing barrels, changing your sight picture. And it was when they first came out with tube sets, that's when scores in the game got a lot higher because you could shoot everything with the same gun and you had control over your chokes a little bit more. And with the tube set, no matter which gauge you're shooting, your barrel's going to end up weighing the same. because all the tube sets are matched weights one another. So the 20 weighs the same as 28 and so on. And this is a fitted tube set in this barrel. It's just a standard 12 gauge barrel. You can still shoot 12 gauge through it. And with the fitted tube set, switching to your next gauge is just a matter of seconds. And now you're ready to shoot 28 gauge.
That looked pretty simple.
It is pretty simple.
Okay. Thank you, John. We've learned a lot about tube sets now. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We're talking with Bill Kinsella from Americase. Americase is known for making wonderful, high-quality cases for skeet shooters, and so we're going to have him tell us about some of those cases. Bill, tell us what you have that skeet shooters are buying, what they're using from Americase.
Well, through the years, we've managed to up our inventory and create products that accommodate the changes in skeet shooting, because it's just not the same as it was 30 years ago when I first came here. So we still back up the people who have the old 4-barrel sets, and we still make replacement cases for the older guns. But we make combination cases also, ones like this one for an over and under and an automatic combined. We also make a case for an over and under, an automatic, and a set of skeet tubes. We're OEM for most of the cases, so our sales here are less than they used to be, but all the new guns come in our cases. What's new for this year is our ultralight product. Our ultralight is the same quality inside, same quality outside, but it's a completely different method of manufacturing. It makes the case 30% or more lighter than it was before. It's also updated for padlocks now, so it makes security and TSA a lot easier.
Well, I was just about to ask about that. You know, most of the skeet shooters here are not local. A lot of people have to fly in, and they have to know that when they pack their shotgun to travel, that it's actually going to get here with them. And so these are designed for airline travel.
Absolutely. They're going to be as tough as our products have always been in the past. Same great quality.
When I travel with the gun, I really want to make sure that it's getting there with me and that it's getting there intact. I want to know that it's tamper-proof. I want to know that no one on the airline was able to open my case. I want to know that the case is not going to be banged up and that it's actually that what's inside is going to be protected. Tell me about how your cases are built so that you can assure me that my shotgun is going to get there safely.
Well, the cases are manufactured to a standard, and just an FYI, we are ISO 9001 and also the AS 9100, which is the aerospace version of the same standard.
That's impressive.
The new cases basically have a tamper-proof set of hasps on the outside for 2 locks. So you can use the TSA lock if you trust them to be the only one to have the key, and I feel like that is safe to do. Or you can put your own master lock padlock on the outside. The rest of the case is riveted together in a way that there's just not any way to pick into it. So this would be an obvious indication if the lock is missing.
So no one can just pry it open and it's not going to pop open?
Not with the locks on the outside. It just cannot happen. 29 years ago, I started this company in my garage at home. I needed a gun case, and the market was a little shallow, I think, on products, and they were relatively expensive, and I decided I could do a better job. So I started in my home. I went to another shop. I went to another shop, finally built a place, and now we're 60 employees and 30,000 square feet. Gun cases are 20 to 25% of our manufactured now. Other cases, big, special, heavy-duty, specialized cases for aviation, aerospace, NASA, has become our growth place. Doesn't mean these are any less important. We still have a passion for the shooters.
It was from the Pan American Skeet Shoot in Dallas at the Dallas Gun Club, and the way I understand it, they still have this shoot.
They do still have a shoot,
and it's for the high overall. And from the research I've done so far, it appears that a gentleman named Henry Adler won this trophy with a score of 437 out of 500. Now today, that wouldn't win D.
Right.
But back then, they were shooting low gun and primarily side-by-sides and pumps.
Now, you commented that you rescued this, so
Yes.
tell us about that. What do you mean by, how did you rescue it?
I found
Why did it need to be rescued?
because it was in an antique store, ready to be bought. And when I opened the door of the antique store, I saw it across the room about 25 feet away and went straight to it and grabbed it off the shelf before somebody else might have grabbed it. I think it's really cool because at the top of the trophy, the shooter is dressed in period attire with the sweater vest, the tie, the Gatsby hat, shooting a low gun and a side-by-side. So I just thought it was really cool.
A lot of history in that, isn't there?
There is. And I like the Art Deco style too. So that was the last skeet shoot until 1947 because of World War II.
Oh, so there is a lot of history in that trophy.
Yes, there is.
We're out walking the world and meeting some of our vendors today. And we're at the Blaser booth, or the Blaser showroom.
Yes.
This is a permanent showroom. So would you introduce yourself and tell us what you're doing here?
Certainly. My name is Ken Morrow, and I work for Blaser USA. And I'm taking care of the building this week while it's world competition, so we certainly want to be here and be involved with our shooters and other folks that are here to visit, and that's what I'm here for.
Well, we know that Blaser is a really important name to both skeet and sporting clay shooters, actually. So tell us about what you offer for skeet shooters and what is very popular with skeet shooters.
Well, right now we're seeing a trend where the high rib gun has really taken over. And I think, well, in our company, I think the 30-inch barrel with the high rib is a perfect solution to a problem that most people might not be aware of, that when you lower your head on a conventional type stock, that you're not necessarily getting the best view of the target you could get. The high rib gun in our design allows you to shoot in a more upright, your head in a more upright position, giving you a better view of the target. And that's what it's all about. If you can't see
the
it,
target.
you can't hit it.
That's right. So if I'm looking for a new skeet gun, what are you going to recommend to me? Which of your models?
Well, I would have to see you with the gun to see what fits you best and what fits your type of and your style of shooting.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
You did